I'm Eric Rhodes from Fine Art Connoisseur. Today I'm pleased to have a special interview with Ray Waterhouse from Waterhouse and Dodd.
We started our business in 1987. I'd previously run a gallery for an investment company in London, and I put an advertisement in the London Times to read, "Leading London Art Gallery requires manager," and they printed, "Leaking London Art Gallery requires manager." Nevertheless, I got 80 replies, and Jonathan Dodds was one of them. So, and his reply stood out because he said he didn't want to work in another gallery with a leak because he always worked in one already. Anyway, so we started working together in '82 and set up our own business in '87. In '89, we opened a gallery in Bond Street, specializing in 19th century European and British paintings. And in 2001, we opened in Cork Street, which is a street in Mayfair next to Bond Street, renowned for more contemporary art. So we now run both Impressionist, Post-Impressionist, we skip a bit, and then have a contemporary department. I have a lot of favorites. Having been in the business hundreds of years, I have an eclectic taste because I've bought from many clients different tastes. My own personal favorite is Cézanne. We've only owned 2 works by him, and we sold quite quickly. But I have many, many favorites. Cavalles actually isn't one of my best favorites. I find him slightly too decorative. But you know, we sell 300 or 400 paintings a year, so we have a wide range of stock. I think that's what people hope. It's not proven yet. It's completely new territory. They had one fair in Dubai last March for contemporary art, and they had a lot of cutting-edge contemporary art, and that actually wasn't a big success. Why the fair in Abu Dhabi did so well, it's called Art Paris Abu Dhabi. It was linked with the Sorbonne. They're opening a Louvre in Abu Dhabi, they're opening a Guggenheim Museum, and it had royal patronage. And moreover, they had 30 exhibitors from the Middle East. I think if you bring in 100% exhibitors from outside, you're going to have difficulty getting the clientele in. I mean, Dubai is a hotbed. There's only 10% of the population of Dubai is actually indigenous United Arab Emirate people. So you have to cater for outsiders, but I think it's a mistake not to take account of the local art. So we're actually taking some Middle Eastern artists to the next fair in Abu Dhabi in November. Well, I think the market won't be as hot as it has been, clearly, because of the credit crunch. I don't think it's going to crash, and that's not just because I'm defending my profession. The market is a lot more solid than it was in '89-90 when the last height occurred, and it crashed in '91-92. That was an inflated, false market in many ways, with Japanese money unsubstantiated. It's a much more broader-based market now. People aren't being lent money just for the acquisition of multi-million-dollar paintings. And so I think it's no longer an elite thing to buy art. Fairs have brought it to the general public attention. Newspapers write about the value of buying art, how it can be a good investment. And so I think it's now something to take part in for many different types of people. So I think 2008 will see a solidification. It won't grow as fast. It could possibly drop off in some sectors, but I don't think it'll crash. Even if it drops 10%, that's not a disaster because it went up so much in the last few years anyway. Yeah, people always talk about hedge fund buyers as being a huge influence. I mean, that's undoubtedly true, but I think it's only in a very small sector of the market. I mean, how many, you know, multi-millionaire hedge fund guys are there? And how many of those buy art? I don't think it's very many. Steve Cohen is well known as a top buyer. He spent 14 million on a Damien Hirst shark, for example. But I think you could count on the the fingers of two hands, significant hedge fund players. I've sold a $10 million painting to a hedge fund guy last year, a $15 million one as well, but they're few and far between. So in answer to your question, there are many younger buyers taking part, but at low levels, and they're starting off. Everybody starts off at a relatively low level till they get confidence, even if they're very wealthy. But I think it's a great thing that art fairs has brought art to many people in terms of acquisition. It used to be dependent on your local gallery, and if they didn't have what you liked, then perhaps you didn't collect. Now art fairs and the internet has brought it, if not to the masses, to people who are interested in the subject.